Busted open. Dave, Doug, our pal ACH. Good to see you again in person.
Good to see you guys. Yes, this is a little different. I think I've done interviews with you guys in like 3 different ways at this point now.
That's true. We did the sit down in New York,
which
was live. We did the telephone interview
and now we're
fairly
standing
recently.
up.
Yeah, we do the stand up. Exactly.
Yes.
Sit down, phone, stand up. I don't know. Laying down. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Maybe we do it on the moon next. Maybe we go to Mars and take this interview to the Mars maybe next.
That's far out there. The moon's maybe more likely than Mars.
Anything is possible, but I will say this, and the last time we had you on, just before the pay-per-view, probably one of the most touching interviews that we've done. No, I'm in all seriousness, it could be, we do our awards at the end of the year. That could be the interview of the year, just because after that, great reaction from our fans, because you really spoke from the heart. But you have one hell of a story to tell.
Thank you, man. It's my story, and if it touches people, that's great, man. Because I always feel like everybody has a story to tell, and everybody can relate to someone's story. It's all about the struggle. That's what it's about, man.
No doubt. And you know what? I wouldn't call it a struggle. I'd call it a thing of beauty. But the post-mortem from the match that we saw, you talked about going in versus AJ. How it would feel and how you wanted to tear the house down, and I do not think that match disappointed. Give us your recap and your feelings, and you shared that hug at the end of the match.
Right.
It was really emotional, but it was also amazing to watch.
Thank you. It was kind of like watching, it was kind of like watching someone being able to do something that they've always wanted to do. I got to tell my story to the world, and, people got to get an understanding where I was coming from. So, a lot of people understood how much that match meant to me. And so at the end of it, man, I was just all warmed of just all kinds of emotions. Everything was running through my mind. I just went in there and went like 20 minutes with my hero, one of my idols. There was no other words to explain it, man. I cried. It was so heartfelt, man, because like I said 10 years ago, I never thought this would happen. And so it was like 10 years in the making that it was actually finally happening. And so when it happened, man, I had nothing else. It was just like, where do I go from here, So I get all choked up talking about it now. Awesome. It's so cool, man. I'm still speechless by it all because sometimes I think about it. I just watched it last night. I just watched the whole pay-per-view again last night. And after my match, I was just like, man, I can't believe it. I actually still did that, in front of the entire world. That's crazy. Yeah.
And I love hearing that because we've talked to a lot of wrestlers, especially today, about their matches and whether they had a 5-star match or not. And from a lot of the people that we talk to, they say they never go back and watch their old matches. But you're definitely somebody that goes back and does.
I just happened to I wanted to watch the 1 or 2 matches, and I was packing, so I just threw it on and I just watched the whole thing. And of course, I'm a big wrestling fan, so sometimes I just get kind of sideswiped and I just get stuck at just watching it. So I ended up just sitting through the whole pay-per-view and just watching the whole thing, and it was a fantastic show, man. The main event was great. They opened between Cedric Alexander and Seidel. And when it came to my match, I was like, oh yeah, this happened too, So to watch it back again, just to relive that moment, because moments like that, man, you can only hold on a DVD or here, So I have it on both.
So now that you're fresh off of watching that match, is there a moment that stands out for you?
The Pillsbury flop. That is a dive that AJ kind of brought to the wrestling world that he kind of, I don't want to say he invented, I guess he did, but he made it popular here. And I remember Carino was like, oh, he just did the Pillsbury flop, a move that AJ made famous and made known. And I was just like, he is the first guy I've seen do it. I remember watching in some old highlight clips of him, and he was doing it a lot. And I was like, man, he is the reason why I do it. I was just like, man, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. That dive right there especially.
That's very cool. And AJ's somebody that we know from talking has such a passion for pro wrestling. After that match, did he have anything to say to you back in the locker room?
He kept everything really in the ring. He gave me a hug, and I think the hug and the handshake itself spoke volumes. He didn't really have to say anything. His emotion, his emotions that he showed towards me let me know that he actually appreciated it and he loved it too, and that was the most important thing. So his nonverbal said it all, man. He didn't have to say anything. I could just feel it,
When you go up against a guy like Mark Briscoe tonight, I would say contrasting styles is a fair way to put it. When you go into that match, what are you trying to accomplish, and what are you trying to show off to the fans with somebody who's very different from you in terms of style?
I want to show I want to show the people that I can go to his level. Like, you know, he's a brawler. He does a lot of fighting on the outside. He does a lot of the the karate, and I want to show people I can do that too. You know, I just like to, that's my favorite thing is when I get in the ring with someone that is completely different from me, I like to show the people like, well, you know, I can do what they do too, you know. Not as good as them, but I can keep up with them. So that's why when I wrestled Joe, you know, I wanted to show people like I can stand on my feet and throw with the best of them. You know, when I was in the ring with Lethal, I can do some technical, I can do some smart wrestling, I can do it all, you know. I like to show my versatility, you know. I like to show people that I'm versatile.
You definitely are. Well, yeah, you know, for me as a lifelong wrestling fan, to be able to do shows with Doug, you know, here on Busted Open during WrestleMania weekends, like a dream come true. What's it like for you as a passionate wrestling fan now performing on such a stage like WrestleMania weekend?
This is my 3rd year. My first year was the New Jersey, New York show, and I actually got to hang out with Matt Hardy the entire weekend, which was like mind-blowing because that's a guy that I watched when I was like in middle school, him and his brother. So this is my 3rd year, and this is, dude, it's a really good experience. You know, they have National Pro Wrestling Day, and some people say like that's the, you know, the celebration of wrestling, but no, WrestleMania weekend is the celebration of wrestling itself because it's the biggest wrestling event in the world. I mean,
it's a wrestling convention.
Exactly. I mean, they got WrestleCon. I mean, come on. You got Comic Con, you got Geek Con, Sci-Fi Con, and you have WrestleCon. Like, so this speaks for itself, man. So it's really cool to be out here and all the fans. And there was like 20 fans actually on my flight. It was crazy. And some people were like, hey, she Asian. I was like, oh, hey. So, you know, but it's really cool, man, to be around all this.
Sure. And, you know, all the great pro wrestling that's out here, not just WrestleMania, but specific to Sunday night. What is ACH doing Sunday night during WrestleMania? Are you watching it live? Are you traveling? Are you going to watch it back? What is a typical WrestleMania Sunday for you?
I made a promise to my nephews that I will go back home to Texas and I'll watch it with them. So I leave Sunday morning, first thing Sunday morning, and I'll be back in Texas like around 10, and I'm going to watch it with my nephews. I made a promise to them that I'll watch it with them. So Gotta be an uncle. Gotta be an uncle.
Uncle
first.
ACH.
I love it.
Watching WrestleMania.
All right, last question for me. You know, we know merchandise is a big deal in pro wrestling. Tell me what the quintessential ACH shirt would look like. If you designed it yourself, what would the T-shirt look like?
I actually just got Dragon Ball Z ACH tees, like Goku's tee, like Goku's gi. So it has the ACH logo on the front, and then it has the ACH logo on the back.
Sweet.
Yes. So, yeah. Yes. So yes. So people can relate to ACH because I'm a big Goku fan, and I remember being a kid going, man, I want to be like him. So I was like, maybe if I get an ACH Goku shirt, maybe there's someone out there that wants to be like ACH.
And where can we get the shirt? Give yourself a pop.
Actually, I have them in my bag, and I'll be at WrestleCon tomorrow selling them.
There it is.
Yes. So
So
WrestleCon.
it's an exclusive for WrestleMania weekend.
Yes, you have to catch me at shows, though. I will have some left over, hopefully, that I can sell at shows that I'll be at in the future. But yes, definitely come get me, and I'll definitely love to give you an ACHG shirt out.
I was on the fence about going to WrestleCon.
Now we gotta go.
I am definitely going, and I will buy a shirt, and I will wear it proudly when I do my
Please
show.
do, dude. I got all my T-shirts are based off superheroes. I got Robin, I got Superman.
Awesome.
I got this Goku one. I actually got a Green Lantern one coming. I got a Batman.
Ooh.
I got a Flash coming. I got some things in the works.
One of our favorites, ACH, man. Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.